training repeatedly in problems under a set of parameters that keep you centered and whole and constant, that transforms it. That creates a completely different relationship. So you walk in a place like this and people attack you for an hour. And they do it in a good-hearted way. It's very kind, and they're not really trying to kill you, but they're basically doing the same job. I mean, if I'm reaching out and grabbing Kyle by the wrist, or he's reaching out and grabbing me by the wrist, or I'm trying to hit him in the face, or he's trying to hit me in the face, or I'm grabbing him and trying to throw him on his head, or he's doing the same to me, or we get on the ground and we're trying to choke each other, it's a bunch of mindless stuff. We do it over and over and over again, and we have a great time doing it. But what is all that about? I mean, that's bizarre. And you pay to do it? That's even weirder. So, you get into this thing, and you do all this repeated stuff, and it's training, it's practice. It's like, I go in the back room, and people come in, and we sit on these black cushions, and we just sit there. It's practice. And it's really not that different. It's just that the only one attacking you in there is you. So you get to notice all the ways you defeat yourself a lot, real directly. You deal with that attacker first, and then you deal with the rest. And out here, we're looking out there first. Over time, you'll wind up dealing with you too. You can't avoid it. Because the person who's usually trying to kill you ain't usually the guy in the bar with the knife. Yeah, it's back to our choices again, or what we think of as our choices. What is that? Rondori is practicing with chaos. It's an unpredictable event, and you're stepping up and you're stepping into that unpredictability, and it may turn out beautifully, and it may turn out awfully for you, and you don't know because nobody's assigned roles and there's no choreography to it, and they can do anything and you can do anything. And hopefully, if you've done enough reflexive activity in yourself to deal with it, and you've brought it into some parameters that can accommodate the conditions you're dealing with, you can make harmony out of it. So you see people doing rondori, and it can be a beautiful light exchange. And then you see other people doing rondori, and it's like, well, there's a Sanskrit word for it. It's called clusterfuck. Damn. They're just gonna fucking fight. Why are they? Yeah, why are they doing that in here? Yeah. That's not what this place is for. Well, there's an overwhelmed response going on. They have entered into rondori, and the chaos is past their threshold. Their parameters for slow and light have not been set well enough. They haven't done enough internalization to deal with the level of stress they're dealing with, and their emotional responses, their amygdala and their limbic system is getting triggered, and now they're in just, fear. Yeah, fear. Back to fear. Because if it's actually been trained well enough, the limbic system's cool. It's just sitting back going, hey, that's cool. Thank you. The guy comes up to lay a hand on you or twist you or do something to you, and you're saying thank you. You're not saying, they trained well enough to do that. And depending on who you lay your hands on or who lays their hands on you, you'll get a whole different experience. You start with somebody and they give you little problems, and then they stack them up a little more, and they stack them up. Some people can dial it up and down for you so that it's not immediately overwhelming. And that's a nice thing that higher ranks can sometimes do, because they can give you, it's fairly easy to do the overwhelming thing. Step up and grab Kitty. And if she's not interested in being nice that day, it'll overwhelm me. I'll tell you that. Like that. No question. Hell, overwhelmed the bank robber, and he didn't even lay hands on you. You just looked at him like, ready to get you, buddy. He turned around and ran out the door and around the bank to the far side to get to his getaway car. All she did was look at him. She's scared. Not really. Just a little. But, yeah, if you involve yourself in randori, it will have this wide range. There will be the randori that is your practice time in dealing with chaos and you're not overwhelmed, and then there'll be this other time. And you want to keep it geared toward the time that's not overwhelmed, but always touch in on that edge so that you can keep expanding. We tend to think, oh, never go toward the overwhelming end of the spectrum. But if we never go toward the overwhelming end of the spectrum, it's kind of like going to the gym, and I finally got comfortable lifting 50 pounds, so then you just lift 50 pounds for the rest of your life. Well, you got strong. There's no question you can lift 50 pounds. But, you know, at some point it might behoove you to lift 51 pounds. Might not. Maybe you're satisfied. Maybe that's sufficient. Maybe that'll do the job. Over a while, you'll work randori with a wide enough set of people that you can say, well, yeah, that's probably enough stress deal. That's more than I'll handle in the world, almost certainly. And after that, it's just, is it fun to you? You know, up to that point, you have to keep pushing the envelope a little bit so that you go to your comfort zone and just that edge. Just tickle the amygdala slightly. Talk to that limbic system just a little. Comfort zone +1, maybe. Not +10. Because by the time you're +10, we're back to the crazy thing. We're back to the fear thing. And speed's part of that.